Alright. What's up, everybody? We've got Kaiser Gaming's Reynor in the top right here, playing for charity. There is prize money on the line for the players as well, but a lot of money going to charity as well in this tournament. Shopify Rebellion's Byun as well in the bottom left. It is the Red Cross American Red Cross tournament run by Alpha X. It's the round of 8. It's a best of 5 match between two beasts, and Byun on Ancient Cistern is going 3 racks Reaper. Now he hides the 3rd barracks, so they scout and think it's just 2 barracks, but Reynor's already turned around with his Overlord. Now, a lot of people have been complaining that there's no pillar, but there is a pillar there that you can hide on, but Reynor not going forward means he's not going to know about this for a long time. Ooh, basically, he just wants to make sure that he doesn't lose his Overlord. Because of that, he's going to miss out on valuable scouting info. Watch for that 3rd base to go down in a moment over there. 4 Lings out here. Let's see if Byun can get the kill. He's had a few instant wins versus players like Ragnarok on Moondance. He had a few mess-ups where it didn't quite get what he wanted. I think it was versus Solar, I believe. Or Dark. I think it was Dark, actually, on Stargazers. Ooh, Queen coming forward. They're chipping away. At this point, Reynor knows something's up, but his 3rd hatchery's already started. He's bringing his other Queen down here. Does he put a tumor down? Probably a tumor here to connect the bases is pretty normal. But he's actually just going to spread it out front to start. Interesting. 3 Reapers building at a time. Reynor still does not know about this. He's going to realize in a moment. When this 5th Reaper arrives, that's when it dawns on you how committed this is. He already knows it's pretty committed, but Ling speed is so far away. It's still 50 seconds out. If you go for a very quick Ling speed, you're much better set up against this. But people haven't done that in this matchup pretty much at all at the top level in the last 6 months. People delay their Ling speed because there's so little aggression like this. These Lings are getting slaughtered. There's only 2 Queens down here. He needs that 3rd one. He's using the high ground very well as Reynor. Notice Byun cannot see up the high ground, but he's going to go after the drones. That is a big problem. Ooh, nice save on the Queen. But you know what, guys? Not a single Reaper's gone down. 7 Zerglings have fallen. And, oh, okay, 1 Reaper does fall. Nice pick off. That's going to be a nice bit of damage. Each Reaper is 100 resources. It's a very expensive unit, the Reaper. It's not cheap. The ability to be this mobile, jump up and down cliffs, and do a movement displacing ability, even a small one, can be pretty big. He's going to have to pull that orange one back. Surprised he doesn't just rotate up the cliff and just fight those Zerglings there. Now that he's wasted so long, the Lings are in position. It's a very wide ledge up there. Where can he jump to if he gets chased? There's no ledges out here. He's going to just have to basically fight with grenades. He gets a drone, very nicely done. Ling speed is finished, and behind us, the command center's almost done. Extra gases and a factory on the way. So realizing he's still building Reapers. He's still building Reapers. Oh my god. Whoever wins the Reaper Ling battle should win this game. There's going to be a big Reaper Ling battle that will decide this game, guys. And with that many Reapers, if he lands the grenades just right, the Zerglings don't really get to do anything. They just get bounced around. Check it out, guys. We've got our Tosalopes here. The sister of the Tastalope. The nerdier, smarter macro critter. Tastalope down there. Reapers coming around that left side. For those who don't know, Tastosis will be casting at IEM Katowice, the World Championship, for the first time in a couple of years, which is awesome. Very excited to meet up with them there and commentate that event. Starts very shortly. Ooh, Reaper's dancing back and forwards. Ling's looking for the wrapper, and that's the one ledge that he has for... Oh, he can jump there and there. Okay. Looking for the ambushes, Reynor. Reynor's looking for the wraparound. Byun, be careful, bro. Ooh, if he can get back to the ledge, he's safe. He's going to do it. Yeah, he's back to the ledge. He's back to the ledge. Now, that's, oh, very good micro by Byun. He didn't lose a single Reaper there, guys. 21 Zerglings have died. Only 1 Reaper this game. And guess what? The barracks haven't built add-ons yet. He's built 16 Reapers. He's got 5 at home that he wants to join up with these guys before re-engaging. Reynor's up to 46 drones, though. He is squeezing in an Evo chamber. He's squeezing in some tech. Oh, he gets a surround! He gets a surround! Grenades! Spreading the Lings out and damaging them. Quite a few Reapers go down, but so many Zerglings. 47 Zerglings for... Only 2 more Reapers died? Seriously? Dude, Byun is unstoppable right now. He is just looking like an absolutely otherworldly creature. 3rd command center is on the way. 3 barracks, double engineering bay. And the Reapers are still being an absolute nuisance on this map. Reynor, he kept getting overeager and looking for those fights and trying to force them, and it just did not work out. Reaper's trying to come on in here on those Zerglings. I don't know. Let's see what he can do. Queen's coming on. 6 Queens, and that's 12 Reapers. I think it's time to just back off with the Reapers and use these to support your next push. You'd actually be surprised how good Reaper grenades can be if you keep them alive. But Byun is doing that Terran thing Same thing they do in TVP where they say, well, this unit doesn't have an obvious use in the later game, so I'm just going to run it around the front and throw it away. You know how Terran players always throw a Cyclone away when they're up against a Protoss player? Because they're like, yeah, I'll just click it in the base, kill one probe and lose it, which I've always hated. Oh my god, he gets a queen. Can he get a second one? One Reaper for a queen, not a bad trade. With the medevacs here, he could actually keep them alive now. The Reaper's going to go back in. Oh, that queen's going to go down. He gets her. Does get her, and he can easy pick up and get out, but he's biding his time and saves those. Still 11 Reapers and 2 medevacs. This might make Reynor want to put a Spire down. I'd be so annoyed by this. A double drop of Reapers. This is so weird, man. For those who don't know, there is a bit of an urban legend out there in the community that the Reaper normally doesn't have the best stats, but if it is controlled by a player named Byun, it does have double the damage, double the hit points, and its grenades always land with twice the accuracy. It's actually something which, you know, you look at the stats and the numbers don't read that, but when you watch them in a fight, it does seem to be true. We're still not quite sure if he's somehow broken into the matrix of the game and he's changed the numbers or not. Nice save. All 11 Reapers still being an absolute nuisance. The problem is, look at the supply. He's playing Reynor. I'm talking so much about what Byun's doing well, and watching these, I'm almost getting like, I'm just staring at it. And let's be real. Yes, he's got double upgrades on the way, but +2 carapace is on the way. Second Evo here, so Reynor can start melee when he remembers to. There we go. He's got a 4th up with 11 drones on it, 13 drones. He's going up to 80 workers. If he can defend the first push, which with Bailing Speed and carapace, he should be able to, he's going to start to explode with his creep across this map. And Reynor is the best creep spreader while there's heavy intensity fighting in the game. In a passive game, maybe not, but when there's heavy intensity fighting, he's one of the few players who, in between microing Banelings versus Widowmines, will just like spread some tumors casually on the other side of the map. It's so deeply baked into his muscle memory that he never stops spreading creep. Lingbane Queen moving down that right side. Watch out for the Widowmine. Oh! That was a big one. 21 kills. Yes, it friendly fired the Marines, but it killed a lot of Zerglings as well. I think that was a pretty good trade there for Byun. But the supply is trailing for him. On the other hand, he's got a 4th command center, and his Marines will be able to clean up this Overlord. The creep is still pretty far back, so as much as I'm talking about Reynor's creep spread being good, Byun's killed so many active tumors that it does feel like in this game where things are a little bit more higher intensity, he's a bit more thrown off. Reynor hasn't been as good at that. And Reynor is making a huge mistake right now. Notice how there is no Overseer on the map. He is not morphing an Overseer. He knows he's up against Widowmines, and he is not making Overseers. And that's a problem, because that means they're going to fire, and they're going to fire again even potentially before he remembers to get those Overseers over here. Finally, we have an Overseer morphing. 5th base building in the far north of the map. The Reaper Marine coming in. Now, this is very awkward to micro, but Byun using his grenades. He bounces the Banelings back. Can he do it again? No, he does end up getting surrounded and taking some losses on those units, but he's pulling back. 4th base floating over to the left side. 2nd factory coming up. We've got 2-2 upgrades here. +1 melee is a bit far behind, but the +2 carapace is leading the charge. Nice hot pickup there by Byun. Lingbane Queen Hydra down both sides of the map. Reynor doing what most Zergs were expected to do after this patch. A lot of Lingbane Hydra, but I gotta say there is always the chance for a Terran who can take advantage of these bases as they get more and more spread out to pick them apart. And we've seen a very high intensity aggressive style. Rather than mass command center, going straight to 8 barracks, lots of tech labs, and Marauders usually come in next. Ooh, does lose the Reapers. The last Reapers finally wiped off the face of the map, and the units lost out was so good for Byun for so long, but now losing those Reapers does put a lot more money in the lost column for Byun. Still down 30-40 supply as well, so I mean, I just can't argue with Reynor's position being good. I want to say that Byun's ahead, but I just can't. Reynor is so good at weathering punch after punch and just not slipping up on anything. So many players fall victim to tunnel visioning on one moment, and if it goes poorly for them, it's game over. Reynor does not do that. Good Widowmine hit there. That Widowmine, oh, he spread. He let a single Zergling take that. He pulled back the 2 other Zerglings next to the Zergling. What an absolute Chad. Ooh, Widowmine gets another good hit, but he's got the numbers. Is he able to crack into this mineral line? Banelings do not go to the mineral line. Lingbane comes in from all sides. Byun stands his ground like a Chad gamer. The Banelings on the flank go down. A few Marines still stand strong. Whoa, my God, that was an avalanche of Baneling Hydraling from all sides. That was an intensely committed attack. Byun standing up to that was huge. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't have a planetary on that base, but hey, that means more mules. And he should definitely be trying to hunt down these Banes. Banes being morphed, they're going to roll back in. They're spread out enough that I think the Widowmine will not kill more than one of them. So he's got to defend that. 73 workers and a 5th command center on the way for Byun. He's got the 8 barracks up. The tech lab's looking fantastic. Ooh, Widowmine does a boomy, but as we said, only the front one going down. And the Marines will run up there. Banelings turn around. They get 3 more SCVs. Not bad. It's pretty cheap for a Reynor that's on 88 workers, and he's going Lurker Tech. Interesting. So many players are so keen to play Ultras. They're going Lingbane Hydra into Ultra, but I still think the classic Lurker transition is where it's at, especially against this modern Marauder style. We've seen this from Byun. We've seen this from a lot of the different players in their Terran vs. Zergs, where they want to play heavy Marauder. They don't really want to go into the mass Ghost because the bases are too spread out to turtle up as easily. The Ghosts have been nerfed a little bit. They want to just keep the momentum up. Biomine Marauder, Liberators coming in. They want to keep the pressure on these Zerg players. Overseer coming in, clearing up one of these Widowmines. Another one does go down, sets off the third one. Nice moves here by Reynor. But quad drop in the north. And that's going to be 6 drones and a hatchery going down. Lovely moves there. He might even stand his ground and fight the Lings for a little bit. He's a bit spread out though, so it's going to be hard to pick up. But pulls back to the mineral line. Reynor does not want to fight behind that mineral line. Marauders in those choke points are deadly. You put a Marauder here, Marauder here, Marauder here, and you really can't get in there. Ghosts are starting up already for Byun, so that's pretty early Ghosts, I gotta say. He's gonna try and with this just orbital style be the one who's the one, you know, dictating the pressure out there on the map. If Reynor gets a Nidus in or a big Lurker run by it, can turn the game upside down very quickly. Byun is playing a high risk, high reward style. And trying to drop in the back. That's not going to work out. He's going to lose a medevac. Maybe. Ooh-wee. 10 hit points. Pushes down the right side. He does run into these Lurker Baneling. Looks like he lost a bunch of Widowmines there, but he falls back to the other ones that were burrowed behind it. Those medevacs in the north do survive. They could just drop right here if he wanted to. But he's a bit afraid to go so deep on creep. Extra command centers floating out to these bases. 4 more command centers building, so he is going to get the Iron Bank up very shortly. Might even start making planetaries on some of these newer command centers as well. Bio Ghost coming on forward. The Banelings going to roll forwards and take a pretty bad trade. The Lurkers, nice scan, pops one of these Lurkers. Can he pop another one? Nope, the scan does just drain on out. He's going to clear up the creep on the top. Maybe get a few Overlords here as well. Nice stim for the win there. Couple of Overlords and creep. This drop's doing a really good job of just keeping Reynor on the back foot, but he loses one medevac and does lose a bunch of bio units there as the 2 Reddit point medevacs get focused down. 4 orbitals in the main base. No, 3 orbitals, and he'll float one out to become a planetary. Yeah, so he's going to go 4 orbitals, and then he goes 5th and 6th base planetary and extra orbitals behind it. So he's going to have 7 orbitals, which I would definitely classify as the Iron Bank. Lib's coming forward. Not much answer to that. Lurker gets out of snipe range there. That's an example of that limited snipe range, allowing Reynor, even pre-adaptive talents, to get out of there. He was already unburrowing when the snipe started, which is why he was able to do that. And another snipe does go down. Looks like some of these Lurkers getting popped. Ghosts. Ooh, Banelings. But these are costly trades for Reynor. Ooh, he's got Ling Bane on the top though. SCVs ain't going to be able to repair that. The Ling Bane getting on top. Adrenal Glands only now starting. 3/3 upgrades are on the way, or at least +3 carapace and +2 ranges. Losing that base is a bit of a hit to Byun. Keep in mind, he's got a command center on the bottom. That's going to be morphed into a planetary, and he'll no doubt be rebuilding this one in the near future. Widowmine Liberator fields all over the map. He's trying to keep this map control. Is Byun. Reynor's got 8 Lurkers, 22 Banes, 100 Zerglings. No Hydras right now. He needs Hydras to deal with the Libs. Doesn't have any mobile anti-air. Queen's moving forward. They're going to take a Widowmine hit. Needs an Overseer up there as well. I like the way Byun's keeping him contained, and these Widowmines making it scary to move anywhere on this map. Planetary finally morphing down the bottom. Not that big a work account for Byun, but he's got enough orbitals that that's okay. Liberator comes in. Looks like it didn't get too much. The Queen's quick to defend that one. Bio's starting to branch on forwards. He's got to make sure he doesn't go too far forward. Not, yeah, great spready for Byun. Hard to engage into that for Reynor. There's not that many Widowmines here. They're a little bit further back, so the front line doesn't really punish the Ling Bane as hard as he'd like. I think 1 or 2 of these Widowmines moving a bit further forward would be nice. Parasitic Bomb does pop a couple of these medevacs down. Snipes land! A couple of the Lurkers go down. Ghosts still very good at sieging those Lurkers down in a much more mobile fashion than Siege Tanks or Liberators. Widowmine in the north is finally cleared. Reynor desperately needs that base up. He's going to go for another big Ling backstab, and he says, how dare you skip a planetary on your 4th, you fool. And I don't know, dude. Those ghosts will eventually defend it, but not before some command centers and SCVs go down. Giant Baneling attack. The spreading from Byun is fantastic, though. Those Banelings wash up on the Marauders and the Ghosts and they do nothing. The Lings can't see the Ghosts, so they're trying to get at the SCVs, but the Ghosts are blocking them. These trades are so good for Byun. The units lost have 11,000 resources in his favor, and remember, he's been keeping pace pretty close in the economy to Reynor's in this game. Reynor's not at a 100 drone endless economy. That top base kept getting denied. He's losing valuable units here as well. The Ghosts need to be careful, though. Byun's army very low. Byun's going way too deep. Yeah, he just threw away a lot of units for no good reason. That was Byun getting a bit of a stiffy, guys. Oh, and the Widow Mines! The Widow Mines as well! Byun, like, took some amazing trades, and then he hangs out with deep orange-red ghosts, a bunch of medevacs clumped up, takes a parasitic bomb to the face, lurker spines to the face. 2 Widow Mines decide to friendly fire. They change sides at the last second, those backstabbing bastards. The snipes do come in, taking out a bunch of the Hydras, though it feels like Byun is just too far ahead at this point. This cascade of units is continuing. Lurkers are trying to morph, but they're not here in time. And oh my god, he's just going to overwhelm Reynor. This is it. Parasitic Bomb does go down, but Byun just pushing forwards aggressively. The fact that he's able to do this so well, I feel like a lot of people thought the only way to deal with Lurkers was to turtle your butt off because they are so strong, but in this game it seems like Byun just dictated things well enough that he was able to keep up the aggression with a few libs, always having plenty of Widow Mines, and adding these ghosts smoothly into the production after a handful of Marauders. Fantastic execution there. Now moving to the north side, the Bio Ghost doing exactly what it can. What do we got? Lings, Lurkers, Hydras on that bottom side. That Reddit Point hatchery is what it is. That Queen goes down. The Bio is going to take out another hatchery. He's separated from his own bases. Reynor's trying to get down there to defend, but he just can't gather his forces up. And when they're up in between your rally points, that's when you're screwed. Viper's getting picked off as well. He's trying to make more Hydras, more Lings. But a little bit of movement speed and making your Hydras stutter step that much better is not going to save your bacon in that situation. GG, well played. Alright, stunning mobile gameplay there from Byun down here in the bottom left side. He's been playing that 4th base orbital for a while, but I think it translates well to these bigger, more spread out maps. And if you can keep the aggression on, that's going to be key. Let's see how Reynor turns the tables. How can he get the aggression on? I think some lurker harassment would have been good for Kaiser Gaming's Reynor. You know, run in and burrow a single lurker behind the 4th and the 5th. Maybe some more big Ling run-bys, Ling Bane run-bys. It felt like Byun was able to set the fights up too easily in that last game. And I think that did hurt Reynor a little bit. Of course, we've also got to give credence to the fact that the 3-Rex Reaper seemed to do a lot of damage. And even though it felt like Reynor got a good supply lead off it, the hold against the big, I would normally call it a 2-2 Hydraling Bane bust, but it was actually a 1-2 +1 melee +2 carapace Hydraling Bane bust. That was very close to overwhelming Byun and doing massive damage, but it just didn't quite have the numbers to do it. So that was a very important hold, very good micro and scrambling from Byun to defend that first big bust. Reynor was slow to get to Hive Tech. His Lurker Tech was very slow. If he didn't go for that, we might have seen a very different late game. So I think a lot of people basically want to draw really strong conclusions about balance patches, say, see, this is not good, see, it is good. But you've got to look at it in the context. And that last game was essentially a very aggressive Hydraling Bane attack that was held, and then Byun was ahead from there. So I don't know if that same late game plan is going to work if Reynor just goes straight for a quick hive, right? Just defends with Hydraling Bane, goes for the quick hive. 10 minutes, he's got 15 lurkers sieging up on Byun's 4th base. That's a very difficult thing to deal with. Oh, he's going for it. Not able to get a drone this time around. That hatchery goes up. Oh, he's going to go back in for more, but he'll lose that if he doesn't. Yeah, pulls back at the right time. Very good. Good understanding of timing there for Byun. Drops the 3rd command center behind it. The top dog's not afraid of dying with that 3cc build. Remember Dark, and a lot of players used to punish Clem's 3 command center he'd do every game with like Nidus Roach all-ins. It's possible to work. It definitely is possible. You can catch them off guard, but the Zergs, they always feel like even when it's the right matchup of build orders, the smallest thing goes wrong. And the Terran players at the top, like Byun, Clam, Maru, their micro is so good. that they feel it's just very inconsistent. And the smallest mistakes from them, or sometimes it's not even the mistakes, it's more they feel the Terran needs to make enough mistakes. That it's not just about picking the right bus to kill them, but it's also about them slipping up on top of that. And that pro gamers do not like resting their results in a tournament on that. Oh, Byun! Where's the question mark, Reynor? Reynor and Byun not as close. If that was Solar playing him, you know there'd be a question mark in the chat. And Byun might drop a bit of a smiley face. Reynor obviously having a cleaner start this time around. Alright, Hellions just picked off some creep tumors over there. Third command center's on the way. We've got a Liberator, so it's going to be a Hellion Liberator opening for Byun. Not a bad way of playing. There's great dead space on this map. Up here behind the natural, behind the third. So you can kind of dance the Liberators between the bases without getting cornered. Stims on the way. Expect a second and third barracks into a double engineering bay and a third and fourth gas in the near future. Because he went Liberator, he should be taking third and fourth gas before engineering bays, not afterwards. Just those little details do add up. Still building Hellions as well. Wow, Byun's building a lot of Hellions. Liberator's chilling at home. That's a mistake. That's a mistake, guys. Uh-oh. Byun's forgetting to bring that Liberator across the map. There we go. Waste a few seconds, but not the end of the world. So as we said, go to 3 barracks. Actually, no, he's gone double eBay already. I think this is a bit of a slip up with the build order for Byun. I guess he's not spending any gas on anything but the add-ons, so maybe it will line up. I could be incorrect on my build knowledge. Been a while since I played a 3cc as Terran. Oh, look at that. 200 gas as his eBay's finish. I was completely wrong. Byun knows his timings. Ooh. Oh, that's satisfying. Still clearing up some creep there. Liberator comes in around behind the third. Queens don't care about that. This is actually really bad for Byun. Because Reynor is very happy to lose a queen, to not lose any drones. And Byun gets one more drone there with the focus fire, but definitely something Reynor's happy to take that trade. The worst case is when you finish sieging just as the queens get there, because then you can't run away, and you can never overpower the queens. Not if there's 3 or 4 of them with a transfuse. Fourth base in the top left. Ooh, Reynor's expanding along the edge of the map. I love it. I think he should also go for a quick 5th over here, though, just in case he does lose control of the left side of the map. To bank everything on this is very tricky, because this that angle is gross. Like, that's so hard to fight. Byun's got his third up. He's got his barracks going. He actually took a third gas and even staggered his fourth gas until 5 minutes 40. 5 minutes 50 even. Whoa. Oh, he's really got this build down. Very detailed. Yeah, this is perfect execution by Byun so far. Other than the Liberator going down, it's really good macro. That being said, Reynor's taking a fast 4th, a fast 5th. He's doing a lot of things really well. One thing I've been critical of from Reynor and a few of the other European Zergs recently is they don't build macro hatcheries almost ever in this matchup. So if you lose one of these hatcheries, it gets sniped, and then you lose another one to a snipe, you just can't spend your money. So anytime you're on the back foot and the early game doesn't go perfectly, you're much more fragile than someone like Dark. Oh, great catch. 1 queen, 2 queen, 3 queens. You're kidding me. Byun getting massive damage done there. Oh, got to finish that tumor off, and he does do just that. Gets the Overlord as well. Well, no, he lets the Overlord escape for now, but... Oh, he's going to go after even more queens. Okay, queens. Oh, the Hellion volley. The Hellion volley was big. Nice angle on the Marines with the Zerglings for a moment, but then they slipped away, and he can't chase those Hellions. Those Zerglings will line up and get roasted by the flamethrowers of them. Queens need to just shoot the medevacs and respread their creep as soon as they can. Enough links coming forward that it looks like Reynor's okay, but this was all 1-1 versus 0-0. Reynor at the disadvantage on the upgrades. He's got enough workers that as long as he holds position, it might be worth it, but he's not able to hold position. He loses control. That Overlord's still alive off to the left side, hilariously. And Byun's just shoving. Byun is just shoving in here like a savage. Baneling speed only just started. Oh man, Reynor is getting absolutely ransacked right now. What is going on? Byun is all over him. Byun sent... Oh, Reynor lures the Widowmine. He says, I may not have Baneling speed, but I can use your Widowmines against you. He artfully pulled that Zerg into the side and lured that Widowmine against Byun's own army. Now, Reynor still has good economy, but doesn't have an Overseer to clear up this Widowmine, which is a huge mistake. Needs to respread creep. He's got a 5th base, which is cool. He's putting 14 Hydras. That's a lot of Hydras, man. That is a lot of Hydras. That's rapid fire and keyboard repeat rate and repeat delay being down to the maximum. I don't know if 14 Hydras is really what you want this early, but we'll see. It looks like he should be able to at least stabilize against the drops with those Hydras. Only has 6 Banelings. Baneling speed is going to be finished soon. It's not there yet. Oh. Okay, Widow. Oh, no! Did he not notice the Widow Mine? I think the Medivacs made him not see it. Oh, no! That was a terrible fight there. Queens even die on the high ground. Now the Hydras are committing. Byun will save 4 Marines and get out of here. The units lost tab is looking quite decent for Byun. Byun does have a 4th base halfway built. He committed pretty hard to the 3-base aggression. That is a late 4th, but he is getting fantastic trades. These Marines will clean up that creep on that left side as well. Still got a few Marines on the right. Hydra Ling coming in. But where are the Banelings? He doesn't really have any right now. Reynor is on the back foot. He needs to really show some decisive scrambling. A Queen goes down. Where are the Overseers right now? He's only got a single Overseer. He's still not fixing that up. He needs to get a second Overseer. He needs to split his army into 2 sides. But Reynor is so on the back foot that he can't really afford to do it. So Byun's already setting up for a 2-pronged push. Reynor has not pre-split his army, and that's a problem. There we go. Finally, he's doing it. Can he hang on? I do not know. Byun's got 2-2 lining up with this double-pronged assault. He's got 8 barracks. He's got a 4th command center, a 2nd factory. Byun is large and in charge, but that is an almost 20-worker lead for Reynor. Give him time. He will mine the map out, but Byun is not going to give him that time. Oh, the Widow Mine once again friendly firing, but he gets a lot of drones there. A lot of drones. Got to pick up Byun. These units are so low. He saves some of them. He's going to drop in the main base by the looks of it. And indeed he does. He's going hard. He says, go hard or go home. Army on the left side could get baited in by that Widow Mine, but he's in the mineral line doing what he can. Widow Mine does get sniped, unable to do anything. He picks up and gets out of there on the left side. On the back of the main, another 10-15 workers go down, bringing it up to 24 drones total. And that worker advantage is toast. It's burnt to a crisp. And now Reynor, he tries to rebuild 14 workers, and I think it's okay to play this style if you're backstabbing, if you're keeping the Terran on the back foot, but if you're letting him pick where and when the fights happen, this is classic, not how you want to play ZvT. If you play Zerg vs Terran purely defensively, let them pick the fights, and they've already got momentum. It starts to become a slippery slope of you falling further and further behind. You've got to find a way to pull their attention away, and that's just not what he's able to find. Kind of pushes it back, but not completely. The drop in the back of the natural picks up, goes to the main. Even more drones falling. Byun is dancing to the left and the right. He says, I've pulled my knife out so I can run faster, and I am running around shanking your economy right now. Honestly, he can dance all day, and Reynor right now is the man who is on the receiving end of all of this stabby stab. The Marines finally going down in the main, but not before enacting a absolutely vicious cost upon Reynor's economy. He has no chance of getting to Hive. He's just got 2-2 Ling Bane, no upgrades on the Hydras other than the Hydra Den upgrade, so no range upgrades for them. And he's just under a constant assault. There's no creep spread. There's no way the Lings and the Banes can get out there. The Marauders are there as well. He's trying to dance on backwards. Ling Bane Hydra cascading forwards. Can he get on top of it? I don't quite know. Not the hatchery's going to go down. There's not enough Banes. Reynor losing more economy, more bases. It's impressive that Reynor is still alive, because this game has been a cascade of bad fights, going from worse to worse. And yet, despite that, he's at 165 supply. That is impressive that he is still producing as well as he can. But the ball is in Byun's court. He gets to choose where and what happens next. Seems like he's been a little slow on his extra command centers. He's really been focusing on just pushing this advantage with the direct engagements. It's going to do him drop that main base, getting even more workers down here. Marines, Marauders, Medevacs doing what they can. Ling Bane Hydra trying to come on up there, seeing what they can do. The Marine Marauder trying to dance away from this. Nice pickup, and he's going to boost out of that main base, hiding in the back corner above that planet, which you can see rotating. And, oh, is that Mars? Anyways, just kidding. Widow Mine drop coming in on this side as well. Byun keeping up the momentum. Drilling Claws +3 armors on the way. He's already got +3 attack. Overseer takes a bit of a beating. The Marines do take some Banes to the face. Not the best trade for Byun at the start of that one. Finally, it looks like Reynor's going to push him back off this hatchery. But no, the Banes are exhausted. There's more Marine Marauder. And remember, guys, they're almost 3-3. Up against Hydras with no attack upgrade. These Hydras are outgunned and outscaled in these fights. Hydras have always been a supporting unit in this scenario. It's been Ling Bane overwhelming that's been the core of it. And he does not have Ling Bane. He does not have range upgrades. And he is way down overall on the upgrades and the momentum in this game. Double drop in the top left gets defended, but it doesn't go down. Double drop in the back, pokes in, pokes out. Byun multitasking on 3 sides as if he's looking at just one screen the entire time. I don't know how he does it. It always feels like he's so much quicker than other players at picking up and getting these guys out of there. Finally, a dropship does go down. The redrop in the main does fly over, and there we go. Just as I compliment him, Pig brings in the caster curse, and Byun shows a bit of a screw up on 2 sides at once. Marauders come in. That Widowmine does get focused down, unable to fire there. The drop in the top left is going to get focused down. Reynor cleaning up the army on the left, cleaning up the army in the back of his main. If he can get rid of this, he'll be happy. Those Widowmines unable to fire. Byun has to fall back momentarily and lick his wounds. Command centers finished on the 5th base. He's got a 6th, a 7th, and an 8th command center that no doubt will be becoming orbitals, but it does feel like Byun's getting a little bit scrappy in the micro. He continues to find good fights on the front, and he's grinding down Reynor's economy, but he's only up a little in supply. He doesn't really have a bank advantage. The tech advantage, the upgrade advantage is really what it's about. As he starts ghost production, extra factories, he's going to get the lair! Oh no, the infestation pit and the lair go down, and he's just going to pick up, save some of these units. I like the way Reynor moves those Hydras forward, guys. Gets 1 or 2 of the medevacs before they can pick up. Reynor really utilizing the new, more microable Hydras there. The Widowmine's coming forward, the Marine Marauder trying to fight. There's so many Hydras going down. Hydras are very expensive units. Lings try to surround with the mines and Marines in the back. This will be a bad trade if those mines go off on those Zerglings. Those Widowmines have drilling claws. Watch out, Reynor. Whoa, okay. Does not take too bad a hit. Byun quickly pulling back, but he's got a planetary here. He's got a rally of units. He's still got a double drop in the far top right. My mouth is hurting right now. Byun, give me a breather, please. Just having a quick breath of air there, as no doubt the players are after about 10 minutes of non-stop fighting. New command center going down to the bottom right side. Ling's going out the left. And looks like we've got a second armory coming in as well. So he's going to go for the 3-3 Blue Flame Hellion. Hellbats, also Thors if Broodlords come out. But that'll be about 5 minutes away as he's rebuilt the lair, restarted the infestation pit. +1 range is finally coming in for Reynor. I think maybe realizing, oh god, I can't believe I forgot that this whole time. He's on 22 Hydras. I mean, Hydras are a decent unit, but they're so out-upgraded right now. It's a big issue. Even the Marauders do okay against them. Marauders is normally not the best unit versus Hydras, but with medevacs backing him up, it's a very real issue. Ooh, I like this Ling backstab. Just going to force that command center to lift in the bottom right. Hive and Lurker have started up. Now, I would argue that going Lurkers at this stage is a fool's errand. I don't think Lurkers ever get you back in the game when you're this far behind. We already saw in game 1, his Lurkers were a little late, and going to the Lurkers, it only works if the Terran hasn't set himself up for the late game. Byun has shown he always sets himself up for the late game. You give him this much time in control, he's going to mass command center, he's going to have 1 billion orbitals, he's going to have Blue Flame Hellbats, clearing up the Lings, he's going to have just ghosts, tanks, everything he needs to ruin your day. And oh, no, 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 no. Those tanks have an amazing position. Oh, man. Widowmine tank spready. Dude. Oh, this is so bad. He's going to take out 2 hatcheries at once. Reynor losing map control. And, of course, while distracted, in strikes Byun, dropping in the back door. Oh, man. He is barracudaing this. You know, he's got the big army on the front, the one in the back, like the snapping jaws of a barracuda. Weird analogy, I know. Medevacs do get cleaned up in the back eventually, but it's allowing you to branch on forwards on the left side as well. The Marines and the Marauders are starting to fall on back here. And, okay, he's trying to get back. The Lingbane Hydra trying to find an angle, but Reynor has not found any way of really putting counter-aggression on. And against a guy like Byun, he picks the fights. He will end up winning command center in the bottom right side, doing what it can. We've got 6 orbitals right now, with another one, another 2 making, and a planetary, which he's making up here. This one's a planetary, guys. You can see that one's slowly erecting itself. Oh, those tanks and Widowmines did get jumped on the left side. At least Reynor gets rid of that position. Maybe can think about retaking the gold base over here. He's trying to move down the right side as well. His army was so big and all stuck behind each other. Multi-prong definitely is the name of the game for him. Some command centers sticking out there that he could potentially jump on. But just denying this base for now, all he's going to bother doing, fair enough. Tanks, Hellbats, and another planetary here. That planetary seems very conservative. But Byun just trying to cement these areas on this map with a few extra planetaries. Make 100% sure he can't end up in the doo-doo. Plus 2/2 on the way for the tanks. And of course the Hellbats, which do have Blue Flame. Byun slowing it down now and going back to a more classic style. I don't want to see him build too many more tanks. I think about 10 tanks is the maximum. Anything above that and Broodlords will do exceptionally well. Reynor is going for Lurker tech. I still disagree with that. Anytime a Terran's in this position, I think Lurkers are one of the most useless pieces of tech you can get in the game. I really think Lurker tech is very good when you get it at a good moment in the game. When you get it after 10 minutes of Terran controlling the map, dominating, expanding, adding tanks, adding ghosts, Lurkers are basically, you're building units that have already been counted in this game, whereas Broodlords and Infestors always have the potential to find good fights, especially against a heavy tank player, especially if you've got Fungal backing them up. He's got 5 Vipers. So he wants to go mass Blinding Cloud, I guess. Oh, there's so many Widow Mines, dude. Bane Hydra on the left side of this map. He's going to look to remove this planetary fortress. The Lurkers will come in. They don't have any upgrades yet. Seismic Spine's coming in. 3/3 melee carapace on the way here. A couple parasitic bombs landing on those medevacs. Good spready from Byun. Great reaction. Left side, a couple refineries go down. Command center floats back. Byun playing real patiently right now. He doesn't want to give Reynor an opportunity to get in there. Say that, and yet Nidus Worm could maybe pop up here. Be unaware of that at this point. He's like, nope. Sensor Tower on the left side clears that Overlord. If you get a Sensor Tower down here as well, there's no way he could spot for a Nidus Worm. Planetary with Widow Mine behind it. Scary to commit into fighting against that. Gonna send some Lings forward one at a time. There's even more where that came from, buddy. Uh-oh. Okay, Reynor's very good job clearing this Widow Mine field out. Oh, does take a few Banelings in a Ling, but clears most of it. Not bad. Ling Bane on the right side as well. I mean, Reynor needs to take the God fight, and Broodlord Infestor is still not a great option when the Terran has this much money, but it is the right call. 9 tanks going up to 12. Byun is overcommitting to tanks. If it was Broodlords, for sure, but against this style, it's probably perfect. 10 ghosts going above 10 tanks, it's going to be amazing. I mean, he can, yeah, you can't siege it with ghosts there. He's just got to run away, does Reynor. Snipes the Overseer, puts that one deep in the red. Going to try and move forward on the right and take this base as well on the gold. He's got tanks on the high ground, right on those ridges. That's a scary area to engage into. Oh, Vipers coming in. Abducts a few of these ghosts, but oh man, snipes go down. 2 of the Vipers do fall. Tacking around a corner here with the tank splash is massive on those stairs. They do get painted with Reynor's unit's blood. Left side of the map, hatchery is there. +2 ranges on the way. We've got Vipers coming on up. Okay. Big Lurker Baneling army coming down the left side of the map. Can get us around to be big, but he loses the hatchery. Byun saves 1 medevac. Ooh, the other one does fly through the Hydras. A little bit of a mistake there for him. Reynor's going to have to rebuild that hatchery and see what he can do in the next little time. He's got a big bank advantage. Byun seems to be slowing down and saying, I'm going to play the old late game. I already showed you how to play the mobile game, but now I'm just going to slow it down, play real slow. And he's getting some good pickoffs. Unit slots tab needs to be checked in on. It's surprisingly close in this game. Another command center goes down. He's got to stop building command centers on the front line. He meant to float those bad boys in for a reason. This is the reason why I thought this planetary was overly conservative, guys. Because I really feel like you want to get it out here or out here on this gold base instead. Sensor Tower's going up. More and more command centers. He's already got 8 orbitals and he's making more command centers is Byun. Talk about careful, slow, methodical game plan. Tanks on the high ground over there. Oh, he's going to go for it. Reynor attacking in from all sides at once. Absolute mad lad. He lands a few decent blinding clouds, but the tanks have already landed some big shots. Byun frantically pulling back. Reynor shoving on in right now. Forces the pick up on the rear side. That planetary in reserve actually saved a bunch of his units from Banelings. The command center does not get sniped. Reynor does not want to lose his Hydras to snipe. He figures the command center is not worth that. He's going to remax on Hydras, Lings, and go again and keep trying to deny this gold base. He has more bank. Byun looks pretty broke right now. I was about to say, Byun just needs to drop around of mules, and surely he'll get that money right back. Watch the income count. It was about 2,000 minerals a minute. It's going to go up to about 5,000 with those 10 mules there. So, yeah, that income popping up above 4,000 minerals a minute. Really, is that it? How many minerals does he have left? Oh, he's only got 2 mineral lines mining actively right now and a couple of workers on this one, so not as many minerals as I thought. Still gonna help him remax there. Byun spent so much money on command centers and infrastructure. When you do this, you have to slow the pace of the game down because the Zerg does not have to spend as much on their hatcheries, their buildings. You're building turrets and sensor towers, orbitals and planetaries everywhere. Zerg's just making army. So you have to be more efficient the longer the game goes. But you can get a bigger army the longer the game goes because you've got mules, lurkers. Uh-oh. Snipey snipe. Only one of them gets popped. Some of those snipes got broken by the lurkers breaking the range. And once again, lurker just walks away. Byun, no doubt, unhappy with that. The way they break those snipes. The ghosts are going to pull back. The tank held back. Ghost looking pretty good, though. Oh, man, the lurkers try to burrow in his face. A ballsy move here from Reynor. He busts the planetary. The tank on the left side does get taken down, but my god, talk about attacking into a well-defended position. Reynor's Zerg right now, I gotta say, they must be feeling a little bit like the guy at the very end of, you know, All Quiet on the Western Front, man. Really? We're attacking into that now? Are you sure? That's essentially the feeling you get. It's like, yep, over the top charge, man. That was a very well-defended, layered position. Even if you overrun the front one of Byun's trenches, he has so many ranks behind that. Drops artillery on your face, sets some booby traps, and lures you into a very bad situation. Hellbat's tanks, Ghosts, Liberators are moving forward, takes out 2 of Reynor's bases before he can remax. And that ended up being a very costly trade. Reynor having to expand to the bottom left side, which means, guess what? Byun sees this. He sees the hatchery. He's going to see these drones coming in a moment as they spread down here. And that tells him, hey, wait a second. You're mining from that base, aren't you? Scanning the army, he sees it's still lurkers, lings, banes, hydras. And there's no reason to get ahead of yourself. As Byun, just bleed him out little by little. Don't need to rush it. He is going to be the player who's disadvantaged the longer this goes. As tank snipe with those front Zerglings. Hellbats roast him up, though, before they can take out the other tank lib over there on the right side. Feel like Byun should probably bring those units home, but forgetting about them for now, it seems. Ship weapons are on the way. Reynor just making Lingbane, Viper. Lingbane, Hydra, Viper, Lurker. It's not a bad comp, but against a Terran with this many mules, the ability to just keep taking bases one at a time, it's rough. Nice abduct, Blinding Cloud clears that up. Byun's going to try and push through the middle. Oh, man, these rocks never got taken down. Oh, Reynor's going to go for it. Mass Ling to the bottom right. But that planetary is building armor. It's a 5 armor planetary with mass repair. The ghosts come down. Oh, damn. It's a turkey shoot, dude. Those units get blasted. The ghosts have a party. The Hellbat goes down here in the bottom left, denying the mining over there as well. Byun's tanks do start to get abducted, but there's so many more tanks that punish Reynor for that move. Look at this giant setup of tanks across the center of this map. Byun has center control, and center control gives you the choice of which corners you want to branch out into to take favorable fights. Reynor, on the other hand, any move he makes has to avoid this giant wedge in the center that Byun has set up, and he's going to lose his patience and go for it. But I do not think he has the numbers to get on through. The ghosts simply back off. The snipes taking out the overseers, getting immense value as well. A few of them escape, but not that many. Lurkers going down. Ghost marching forwards. He's going to snipe Banes, Hydras, Lurkers, anything he can get his hands on. The cloaked ghosts, realizing there's no detection, doing what they can. The cloaked ghost in the bottom left going to take out the spine crawler and some drones as well. The ghosts marching in, and Reynor unable to keep pace with Byun on this new map pool, on this new balance patch. It seems like TVZ is still just a skillful multi-pronged battle. A battle of who can set up, who can harass, who can dictate where and when the fights happen. And so far, it looks like Byun is close to getting that 2-0 lead. Reynor desperately sucking resources out of the bottom left, out of the gold base, but he's short on gas as well as drones now. He's going to go for one last ditch effort. Abduct, very good versus siege units. Gets a few tanks and libs, pulls on back. But a giant army is still there for Byun, and every time he drops those mules, those resources just keep on coming in. If he can secure this base or take a new base himself, he'll be good. He's still not denying this base on the bottom left. He's got to go do that. Where are the drones going down? I do not know, guys. Over here. All right, this base going down. Ghost Hellbat's moving out to this. Once again, he's going to get the double deny while trying to float a command center and get a planetary in the top right. He's got these Hellbats roasting the drones. For those who don't know, it tastes a little bit like barbecued stingray, which tastes fantastic for those who don't know. Ooh, there we go. Hellbat's getting some roasties. Tanks, Hellbats, and Ghosts marching to the bottom left. I like the Lurker harass for Reynor. I wouldn't have minded a few more moves like this just to keep Byun his attention looking around the map as the game goes on. He gets a ghost, but then does get blasted. Blinding Cloud coming in. EMP's landing, but Blinding Cloud covers everything. Reynor's been looking for this fight for a long time. He finally gets a bunch of units. Unfortunately, he'd already lost 20 drones before that happened. And the Planetary and the Widowmine stand strong and say, this is a no Zerg area. Terran continuing their disgusting practice of segregation and creating no-go zones for the Zerg all over the map. Something which Reynor has been protesting about a lot. He says planetary fortresses are rude, should be against the law, I should be allowed to do what I want. And that's an illegal move! Byun was getting kind of low on resources and he drops, oh my god, he drops 14 mules. Oh, Reynor sees it. Reynor does not want to see any more of that because that income was about to go up to about 5,000 minerals a minute. And a minute later, 5,000 more minerals of Marines, tanks, ghosts, and Hellbats were going to be coming across the map. That was absolutely brutal, guys. Let's check the building count here at the end of this game. 11 orbitals and 6 planetary fortresses around this map. 3 more command centers that hadn't even finished upgrading yet. Wow, that is how you expand and cover the map. And if you do control the early mid-game enough, apparently you can still turtle up like a beast. Byun takes a 2-0 lead. All right, well, he's absolutely smashing face so far, but he's going on to Gresvan, a rather long map side to side. This is Byun. And he's going to be going low ground barracks. Now, is this going to be a 2-Rax Reaper again? Maybe. His opponent in the top left, Reynor, I mean, he's on his last life. He's got to win 3 games in a row. Now, they call him the comeback kid for a reason, guys. And very close to quoting a very famous Jimmy Carr quote there, but we're going to leave that one. Those who know the quote know it. Anyways, the point is, because he's very good at getting back in games where other people would be dead. He's very good at that. So, yeah, let's see what he can do here. Big space right to left. It is 2 racks. Does he go for the 3rd barracks? Oh my god, he's going to go 3 barracks Reaper again? Is this map even good for 3 racks Reaper? Okay, let's look at it. So, you've got this ledge. You can jump up and down, but it's really far to get anywhere near the workers. Oh, there's a ledge here. Okay, so there's a ledge there that he can jump up and down as well. I don't know what Reynor is doing. Do you guys just see his camera just... Oh, he's examining the map because he hasn't played the map that much. Did you see the way his camera was just dragging around the screen right there? He was literally looking at the terrain and going, Crazy guy Reynor. At least I think that's what he's doing. Yeah, his camera, I guess he's clicking his overlords out there as well. Maybe drone scouting? No, just overlord scouting for proxy racks. All right, so he sees the Reaper. He's going to come in and see the 2 barracks. Will he go up here and check for the 3rd? It's not a bad move. It's risky because you might lose the Overlord, but it's a pretty good move because Byun always builds it there. But yeah, how do you defend this? I mean, there's a Reaper path there as well, so there's like a lot of areas you can jump up and down. This is actually, even though it's a long rush distance, natural to natural, it's a playground for these Reapers. It really is a playground for these Reapers. The Reaper's going to dance back and forward, see what it can do. Now, Reynor doesn't have a 3rd hatchery this time. You can play 2-base Mutaverse this. See what he opts. He's building more lings. That's a big mistake. You need to drone up to 25 workers before you build more lings here, because the queens can defend the first few Reapers okay. Your lings, you just need enough to run back and forwards and occasionally scare them. He needs that 2nd queen down here ASAP. He's already taken a lot of damage on that queen. But his drone count's too low, guys. Reynor's drone count is way too low. He doesn't have a 3rd base, and he's not mining gas, which means he can't go lair for 2-base Muta either in the follow-up. Not that it's the greatest call, but it can be a decent way of taking advantage of this. He's only on 22 workers. I think Reynor played way too careful here. Oh, Reaper's jumping up and down. Oh, look at the micro from Byun. Reynor needs to keep these Reapers. Oh, look at that. The Reaper just dancing around. Byun being an absolute savage there. Okay, nice focus on the queen, trying to get this lower hit point Reapers, but there's no creep connecting the bases. I remember I said in the first game, I was like, dude, you got to connect the bases with creep. He didn't bother doing it, and it worked out okay for him, but this time, he's already losing a drone. A lot of Zerglings going down. The queens are getting bounced away. The Ling's unable to stop him from sliding on by. Oh, Reynor's got to be getting really annoyed at this. And that grenade as well, bouncing those units back, which gives him free reign over the drones in the natural. Ling speed is finally finished, but there's just not that many of them. The drones even turn to fight along with those Zerglings. Another Reaper, oh, barely surviving on 1 hit point. The Queens are all down there. No creep connecting the base. Way more important than this creep tumor, in my opinion. And I think Reynor now is seeing why that is the case. He's also, oh, he's lost so many Lings. He's in so much trouble right now. This is a huge issue. Byun might just get the straight win. He did this against Ragnarok on Moondance. I've talked about it a lot. It was a good build, which he tried to counter the 3 hatchery gasless builds a lot of Zergs were doing on those maps that had an in-base expansion in the previous map pool. But on this map pool, there's actually more Reaper ledges out front, and rather than having an in-between ledge, there's no ramp on the natural often, which means you can just jump straight up there. Reapers dancing around. 10 Reapers. Oh, okay. Okay, gets Queen. Oh, almost gets a creep tumor. Doesn't quite get it. Reynor is going up to 7 Queens on 2 base. That's a problem. He's going to try and send some Lings around, but they got spotted, which means he'll just change his rally point. Oh, and he's even stopped Reaper production anyway. 11 Reapers. He only lost 2 of them this game, so 11 of them still alive. Oh, almost loses a Reaper, but not quite. He's got to be careful. He's in a little bit of a nuke there. Uh-oh. The Ling's going to get the surround. Oh, Reynor! Oh, Reynor! Oh, that is a beautiful move by him. Does take some bigger grenades that time. The Queens letting their work be done from the high ground. Reynor finally getting the trap that he was looking for so long, but unfortunately, he's massively overbuilt Zerglings. He has 30 extra Zerglings, and yet he's down over 10 workers against a Terran player, and that is a disaster. Bunkers building on both sides, so even if he does get Baneling busted, Byun's like, look, he might just Baneling bust. He desperately needs to do damage. I know I'm so far ahead against the 2-base Zerg in this scenario, so he's just taking safety precautions, a very wise call. 3rd command center goes down, starport, +1 weapons. And Reynor is going to try and drag his ass back into this game. Now, it's necessary for him to take a drone, go down here, and try to take a 4th base as quickly as he can. He's so behind on the 3rd, his production's so bad, that is actually one of the primary ways he can get back in the game, is take a quick 4th, try to play a very low gas, heavy mineral style. So just down 1 gas for a while, maybe get a 2nd gas, but don't be rushing up. You need to get this mineral line filled and then a 4th mineral line filled. And then play maybe a 60 drone scrappy Ling Bane game, very focused on backstabbing, that sort of stuff. That gives you a chance to get back in it. But if he doesn't make those adjustments and he tries to just go in a standard direction from here, he's not going to be able to keep up pace. Evo chamber there. He's got his 3rd drone up still. No 4th hatchery started. I think this is a big mistake for Reynor. Look, you can see he's going to queue up injects. He's also got to make sure he queues injects on his 3rd as well. Carapace does start up. And Reynor's going to take that 2nd gas. No lair, no Baneling nest, nothing like that. This is so bad. He's only just tied up the work account with Byun. Byun's just going to harass with some Marines while building on further. He doesn't have combat shields yet. Does need to start that, but he's a bit shy on the gas. As the 2 gases are now mining on the natural and in the main, we should see that upgrade start up any moment now. Combat shields. Don't forget your combat shields. A lot of Terrans forget combat shields. One of the most forgotten upgrades in the game, guys. People notice very quickly when they're missing stim. They're usually not paying attention to the little graphical change of them having a shield attached to those Marines. +1 stim Marines, still a pretty decent force. And there's no Banelings to deal with it. It's just Lings and Queens. And he's got like 30 Marines here. 25 Marines, 2 medevacs. Ooh, that's a scary force. The Queens are going to take out some of them. Transfuses trying to blanket down. The Lings come forward. I think it's a pretty decent engage for Reynor. Even though the Lings are kind of dying so quickly, it looks like he has just enough Queens to hang on here. Doesn't get that extra transfuse off. At the end of the day, not the worst trade for Reynor by any means. He's even units lost. But of course, the reason he's so far behind is because his 3rd was delayed and he's been mining less the entire early game. If we look at the income tab, you can see Byun was up to almost 1,000 resources a minute advantage. Reynor got a very slight resource advantage now because there's no mules being dropped. But that's not what you want. There's the 4th base is finally finishing up here. He's trying to build more Queens, more Lings. He's got a 2nd Evo chamber. Starved for gas though, as Baneling speed starts up. Reynor is playing a 3-gas style, and I think that's the right way to do it. I think 3 gas, mostly Zerglings, sprinkling and Banelings, best shot he has. But look at that tank position. Oh, that's a lovely tank position there. The Marines coming on forward. Look at these Marines, man. Oh, the queens are all out of energy. That puts that hatchery in a real dangerous spot. And look at that, just low risk. 6 Marines in a medevac. Gets a few drones. Picks up, pulls back to the tanks. I like the Lings getting ready to backstab here, but Byun being very conservative with his extra units there. Not bringing them across the map just yet. Waiting till he has enough units to handle any sort of interception like this. So Reynor thinks he's going to catch a rally, a straggle of Marines, but Byun's like, nope, got more than enough units. Now, Byun has still forgot combat shields, guys. So this tells you he is a real Terran player. It's a rite of passage, much like the 36 supply block of Zerg. And, I don't know, what are the most forgotten upgrades of each race, actually? I mean, I know in Bronze, Silver, Gold for Zerg, it's not making roach speed all game while building nothing but roaches. That's one of my favorites, but Marines coming on forward. This is a beautiful position. He's setting up the flank right now. Bane speed is done. If the Queens can march forward and tank the first volley or two of siege tanks, it'll be good. Problem is that Ling Bane's going to be kind of squeezing through that ramp a little bit. I like this move with the Ling Bane. If he can intercept the next reinforce, that'll be good, but he's standing a little bit low, so Byun gets vision first. Ling Bane gonna jump forward. Byun not watching those units get surrounded. Great moves. The reason he's not watching is because his Marines and tanks are slaying the Queens. Reynor's gonna come in from 2 sides right now. The Ling Bane on the right, a little bit slow to collapse. The Banelings derped out. The Banelings derped out, went the wrong direction. That allows the Marines to get away. Oh, that's unfortunate there for Reynor. He takes a lot more losses than he wanted to. And Byun, oh man, come on. Just pick up and leave, dude. Still no combat shields. Byun dominating this game despite that. The units lost up well in his favor. 4th command center is floating over. He's playing a pure Marine tank style with no combat shields. This is a testament to how far ahead Byun is and also how fast he's playing, that he's not double checking things like that. Still got the 3 extra barracks coming in and these 45 hit point Marines. You know what? Hit points don't matter. If you've got enough firepower to kill everything before it even gets into melee range with you, you don't even need those hit points, dog. Combat shield starts up. It starts up. He's finally realized. Double drop picks away there. Nice Ling counterattack from Reynor. Little moves like this. Doesn't cost you much. It's just a handful of Lings, 6 SCVs. It's already paid for itself. He's even going to go back in, gets us surrounded the Marines and the SCVs. No combat shields. Really going to hurt him there. It's the second stim puts those Marines on half-life. Byun is... Oh, whoa, he goes back in again? Again, Reynor getting some pretty damn good trades, I gotta say, and tearing apart a lot of the Marines. The supply, not as bad as it should have been considering the early game here, but ooh, he stumbles into the Marine tank. That's a little nasty. Those rocks never got taken down. And if you don't get time to take the rocks down in the early game, they hurt you as the game progresses in Zerg vs. Terran. Oh, the way these tanks are layered is deadly. 1 tank there, but if you go for that, there's 2 tanks back there. Reynor needs to flank this position, but this double drop's keeping him busy. Oh, Queen Revenge! He does manage to take out 1 medevac. Just barely short of enough medevacs to, or Queen, sorry, to 2-shot the medevacs. Otherwise, he might have been able to get both of them there. That drop's going to work its way around the backside, causing more multitasking. He's busy trying to set up a flank right now. Ling's coming in from behind. He does manage to split the Lings and the Banes up a little bit, but takes a while to deal with it. A lot of Banes go down. 8 drones fall in the back of the natural before he deals with it. Good focus fire by Byun, and he saves a bunch of the Marines. What a dirty, dirty boy. He's in control, and even when things get messy and scrappy, Byun is always able to pick up those units and save more than most other Terran players. Here we go. Lings on the top right. Command Center is going to be moving out to the 5th when that one's finished. Widowmine's already setting up their big old spready. And that's very important because you do not have a planetary here. You're going to have to run those SCVs real quick. Let's watch this from Byun's point of view. You can see he's swapped into a defensive mode. His Sensor Tower finishes. The Ling Bane tries to run away. Ooh, Widowmine gets 9 kills on the retreat. Very nice. Yeah, with these Sensor Towers, he's feeling pretty good. Hive is finishing now for Reynor. He's only on 1-2 upgrade, so he's got to start that +2 melee, +3 carapace. But he's out of gas. His Hive is finished. He's only got 63 drones. His economy is trash. It's a trash tier economy, man. Lib's going to try and siege the main base. Queens are trying to get in behind the Liberator. And, ooh, okay, that Liberator's going to be taking some big damage. Ling Bane on the right side trying to move in. The Marine Marauder doing a lovely, lovely spready, but the Baneling's going to find it. The Widow Mines, there's 5 Widow Mines, and they all blow up on 3 Banelings. Reynor with a beautiful spready, mitigating the damage just fantastically, but a new Widow Mine drop coming in the left side. Byun is active as ever, microing, multitasking in many places at once, and Reynor, oh, even Spore dodges 2! He spore dodges both Widow Mines. There's being good at StarCraft, and then there's being Reynor, and we can only dream about being as good as Reynor. What the hell, mate? Dude, that was so sick, but he's still on the back foot. He's down 10 drones. Queens, come on, gets it just before it can finish burrowing. Drilling Claw not quite finished. 3-3 is on the way for the Terran. +2 melee starting for Reynor. He's clawed his way back to 70 drones, which for this part of the game is considered still complete trash. He's so far behind on the numbers. Byun has so many units, and now the Marauders are here. Stuck on Ling Bane versus Marauder Mine. Oh, no, no, no. That's very bad for Reynor. Byun has got the beautiful position up front. He's shoving on forwards. A triple drop in the bottom, going to tear up the economy. The Queens fighting on their own, but they cannot hold back this horde of Terran. The Marauders way too tanky for +1 melee Zerglings, though, especially when +3 armor comes in. It's going to go from bad to worse for Reynor. He's already lost a hatchery in the bottom side. That is 24 Marines and 3 medevacs. He can't deal with the bottom. He can't deal with the top right now. Reynor, he likes to be on top, but he is on the bottom in this matchup, and Byun is riding him like a wild stallion. He is not going to let Reynor throw him off his back. Byun is keeping the pressure on the right and the left at the same time. He will not let him kick him off his back. Reynor desperately trying to get rid of this. The Widow Mine still landing some big shots. He does deal with the drop in the back of the natural, but the third base, Byun splitting the drop up, a very clever move, forcing even more multitasking there out of Reynor. More Marauder Marine Mine rallying across the map. The medevac drops finally get held. Reynor's somehow at 77 drones, but he's only got control over 5 bases, even though it's 15 minutes in this game. Another Widow Mine gonna land a juicy. Is it? Is it? Is it? No! Only gets a few Zerglings as it goes down. Lingbane Queen trying to hold him back. Reynor with some of the most valiant holds I have seen in the last few minutes here on Crestfin. But the problem is that Byun is just going to smash on through. The Liberator's trying to ride around. The Marine Marauder medevac moving to the south side. The Kindness plating is there. And Byun says, you know what, these maps might be big, but you've got more space between your bases, and it's just more room for me to multitask. I really feel like if there's 2 players who have warmed right up to this patch, it is Byun and Hero. These have got to be the 2 guys that we are watching going into Katowice. If Byun can overcome his issues with his wrist and the kind of psychosomatic pain that happens when he's on stage or on camera there, if Hero can just deliver what he's been doing, these 2 guys are both looking so on fire in this patch right now. And it's because they're so good at mobile play, controlling the map, stabbing from multiple angles, and lots of variability. It's like, it feels like a lot of players got used to doing the same thing every game, and it feels like the Byuns and the Heroes are just fluidly bouncing around the map, using positioning, playing the multitasking game of StarCraft better than everybody else right now. And I mean, Reynor is normally known as a god of this, and I'd like to see him explode back into some aggression. He's got Ultras out with Kindness. Problem is, that is 18 Marauders and Ghosts. And of course, he's down 2 upgrades. Oh, chooses to fight there. Bit of an odd choice to fight after being clearly surprised by that push. Looks like that base does fall. The Ultras are tiny Ultralisks, which means they can close the distance a bit better. Lings come back in again, trying to deny this. And he will get a bit of a surround. Ghosts do not have Cloak upgraded, but Byun just picks him up, pulls him away. And that command center, I mean, yeah, this is a really scary area for Reynor to hang because these Lings will need to be constantly microed. The Widow, oh, look at that Ghost. Taking one for the team, but Reynor says, no, 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 silly boy. I know how to micro this game. I wasn't born yesterday. Doesn't take the bait. The second Widow Mine does get a decent little hit off. Byun's just going to keep microing that until he finally allows that command center to turn into a planetary mass. Command center coming up behind it. How is Reynor alive? I was talking about this like Byun was about to win the game. How is he even alive? Like, his position's not great. Bad creep spread, only 80 drones, struggling to get a 6th base up, no spellcasters on the field. It's just amazing that he lives. It's just amazing. Like it really is something where just being alive this deep in the game, well, how this game has opened up and what's happened, what's transpired, shows that Reynor will never go down easy. I'm telling you, dude, he's going to be an old man on his deathbed, and he's still going to be just refusing to go. Like if he lives like he plays StarCraft, he's just going to be always kicking, bucking, kicking, and fighting to the last bitter. And he's a beast, man. I'm really impressed with what Reynor's done. He's now going for a massive Banes, though. And this kind of relies on catching Byun clumped up. Byun's doing a really good job of scanning the mass Baneling. When you know they're massing Banes, you just need to pre-spread. Because you're not gonna... Oh, that Widow Mine killed like 20 Lings. Good Widow Mine, good Widow Mine. Yeah, if you can just pre-spread your bio, like, Banelings will not get good fights. He can blow up a planetary, but it's never going to be directly cost efficient. Byun is not not spreading at all. It's a lot of banelings, man. He's pushing the left and the right at the same time. He does a little bit of a pre-spread over there. Oh, Snipe's going to go down on the Ultras. And there we go. Blast the Ultras. Picks up on the bottom side. And the Ultras just get cleared away. Already having so many Ghosts on the field and Marauders. And there being no Infestors. This is not a comeback play. I've been talking about this a lot over the last... I mean, I've talked about this forever. You do not make comebacks from behind with just a few Ultras or a few Lings or Banes. He's done good to get him back in this position, but if you want good trades, which is what you need Infestors. If there was more tanks, I'd say Vipers, and there is triple tank production on the way, so Vipers eventually, but oh! That Widow Mine, Reynor with a bit of a slip up there, loses another hatchery to the redrop. Oh, nasty plays by Byun. And yes, Reynor takes out 2 medevacs, but they were the empty ones. Nothing but crush and empties, something that does not bother Byun, man. I feel like Reynor needs Infestors right now. Like, against this army, Infestor is the counter. You need Burrow, you need Infestors. And I think if there's one thing that's speaking for Serral and his success at the World Championship coming up, it's going to be all about his Burrow Infestors, because he adds those in earlier than just about everybody else. And when the other players are in a hard spot, they just never make spellcasters as Zerg. And they keep looking to catch the Terran or the Protoss off guard and just smash things into their face. But Infestors, the most underrated unit right now. The unit I want to see a lot more of from Reynor and everybody else, especially when you're on the back foot. It's not a big investment. I think the big problem is people think of Infestors as like an entire playstyle. You build 3 Infestors. You have 1 down here, 1 in the middle, 1 in the top. And you catch these units every now and then. That's it. It's 450 gas, 300 minerals. You've got the tech for it. You don't even need to make pathogen glands. It's a no-brainer. It really is. But people just are so focused on the things they're doing. The pros are not uptaking on this. And I do think Reynor he could use it right now. Now, we could argue it wouldn't matter at this point because there's a row of planetaries encroaching on him. He's going to go for a giant Ultraling Bane charge. The bio in the north is very clumped. They have to pick on up. The Banelings are going to go for the double boomy maybe on these planetaries. Reynor does blow some up on the planetaries. The Ultras will finish those off. That's a lot of command centers in the open, my dude. Big boosty and drop. Nice cancel and lift on those command centers. Doesn't let those go down, but at the same time, drop in the top, kills a hatchery. If he loses this hatchery as well, Reynor will absolutely be mad. He will be very, very upset. What do they say? Spit the dummy? Something like that. I would be mad if I was Reynor and I lose any more hatcheries in this game. That command center does get down deep in the red. 12 orbitals? He's got 12 orbitals and he's making 2 more planetaries up front, guys. This may be the slowest erection of all time, but they are going to get it up eventually. And when you've got 2 times 2 is 4 quick maths, and 2 times 2 planetaries equals, I believe that's a butt ton of damage, tankiness, and awesomeness. He's got ghosts, tanks, libs, layered. Their Hellbats have +2 and Blue Flame. They do need +3 as well to make sure they one-shot the Zerglings. They're not there quite yet. Planetary tank on the bottom side. No openings for Reynor in this game. I think it's got to be Broodlord Infestor time. It's the only way. It's your only hope, Reynor. Ultra Baneling! Let's go! Charge into the enemy position. Reynor YOLOing forward. So many Banes looking for the Ghosts, looking for the Hellbats. Byun running backwards, spreading as much as he can, as far as he can. He shows us that he was indeed a junior gymnastics champion with some good spreadies on the far right, the Marauder Hellbat. He still lost quite a few units though, and that actually killed a bunch of SCVs as well. A surprisingly decent attack there for Reynor, but he's going to lose all of his queens on the retreat, and he does not have the bank to recover, whereas Byun does. 40,000 resources lost there for Reynor, 30,000 for Byun. Oh man, the queens. Remember, you oversupply with Banelings because they're so low on supply, but then when you lose them all, they're one-shot units. It's one pump and you're done with those Banelings, and that seems good at the moment, but then you look at the money situation afterwards, and unless you're able to cripple the Terran, they're always going to start getting crazy efficiency in the follow-through, and that's really good for them. How many orbitals are we left on? 15? 15 orbital command centers. Every orbital just dropped 1 mule. He still has thousands of energy left, guys. He has 15 mules on that base. He can literally drop a command center and mine it out in like 3 minutes. If even. Probably 2 minutes. Like, it's just an insane. Almost 5,000 minerals a minute. He popped up to 4,600. Over 4,600 for a second there. What the hell? He can build over 90 he can build 90 Marines a minute with this, guys. Like, not that Marines are the best unit right now, but just for perspective, that is a crazy amount of income coming in there. And Reynor, of course, on the other hand, is like, hey guys, I have 3,000 minerals. The thing is, it's 3,000 that's drying up. That's the bigger problem. If he could take this hatch on the bottom, he really needs to take that. I've always talked about how Reynor, when he's up against a turtle player, needs to take forward hatcheries and mine from them more. He doesn't like it. He says that doesn't seem like a very cool thing to do. I prefer to kill my opponents. But I do think it could be a big boon to him in games like this. If you suck those resources up, you're denying it from your opponent. Taking it at the 24-minute mark, very unlikely he'll get any mining up on that base before Byun is there to deny it. Here we go. Hellbat's coming in. Lings, the quick response force, guys. The quick reaction force realizing they do not do anything against 2 Hellbats and a medevac and a choke point. So they're going to have to just stand there and wait for the queen to kill the medevac, and maybe they get us around. Looks like another queen comes down here as well. Remember, he lost all of his queens before. Oh, transfuse? No transfuse, but there we go. Spore, queen, and Lings do take care of all that. He's still forgotten +3 blue flame, +3 attack on the Hellbats, guys. So the Zerglings are going to survive for a bit longer. Mass Viper coming in. EMPs? No EMPs landing. The Ghost's a bit too far forward. Big EMPs. Not a single Blinding Cloud landed. Reynor cannot go in there without Blinding Clouds. He blows up an orbital and then runs away. The EMPs were massive. In a fight like that, you want to bring your Vipers in from here, here, and here. You want to spread them so that they don't clump up for the EMP. That's a detail which was missing there, and really good job of Byun canceling his snipes, running back, and panic dropping those EMPs just in time to stop the Blinding Clouds going down. That was a great move. Ultra Zergling trying to defend this base, but it's going to be a very bad trade. There is 16 tanks, almost 19 on this map. Reynor is still stubbornly refusing to make Broodlords. I understand why he's not jumping to make Broodlords, because they aren't very mobile, but they're faster than they ever were. They are effectively a little better in the late game, and against a guy who's been making tanks against you all series, it is what you need to do. But the lack of Infested Broodlord and the stubborn obsession with Vipers that we've seen from all pro players recently, once again hurting them. Broodlords counter mass tank with Ghost support quite hard, but he's missing out on that. And that's something players are going to need to start doing more and more. Especially with these big maps, people are more scared to play immobile Broodlords than ever. But I think this is definitely something we'll see evolve as players get used to the balance patch. Don't be surprised if it takes another 6 months, because usually the evolutions of pro play are little by little in the meta, and there's a lot more focus on the tiny details of execution than there are on the grand late game strategic or compositional decisions. Oh, attacking around a corner. Not a good fight for Reynor here. Not a good position. Pullback. Good pullback. All right. So we got a Parasitic Bomb on that lib. It's going to siege up again and force another Abduct. There's nothing that shoots up for Reynor in this game. The single Liberator is a conundrum for him right now. He has to use Parasitic Bombs one at a time to take it out. Guys, there's the Doggo. I didn't even realize there's Doggos on Grespin. Holy crud. That, I don't think that was what's his name? Jeez, I've forgotten the name of the dog from the other one. Damn, Rufus. Anyways, Ghost's trying to pull on back here. Tank's going to get some shots off. Still, you can't chase into that. No, the EMPs land. Once again, the Vipers were clumped up. Reynor's being a little bit too obvious for these fights. He's attacking into a choke point of doom. And you can tell Reynor had gived it up there. You can tell he had given up that last fight, because he just kept getting EMP'd, scanned, spotted. And I mean, I say you've got to be sneakier, but when they have 15 orbitals, they get to see anything they choose to see. There is not a lot of secrecy, but spreading your units out, coming from multiple sides, can help and potentially get your Vipers in there. It's tough to pull off, but I think you need to do it with the Vipers. And of course, hindsight's 2020. Broodlords were 100% necessary against these mass siege tank styles that Byun was pulling out here in the late game. Nice play, though, by Byun and getting a 3-0 over Reynor, especially in a patch that was initially touted as being maybe a bit too good for ZvT, Zerg in the ZvT late game. He showed awesome early game momentum, so I don't think it's the most perfect example, but still a fantastic series and a 3-0 victory. GG, well played.